Hi folks, this is over one of my recent masterpiece watercolours. I didn't really like it. I had a bit of a mess up there and the water wasn't quite right, so I painted over it, but it's only about 40 odd likes on my Facebook page, so perhaps I was a bit hasty, but anyway, can always be done again. I want to do my meadow type of scene. And a bit of river coming across here, bit of distance, and perhaps a bit of a. I just want to keep that away from the middle though. So we'll go aim about there. Right, palette, cadmium yellow deep, cadmium red, ultramarine, Payne's grey and viridian. I'm using the viridian because I want some bright greens into this, the easy way, but I'm going to just put in a bit of a sky to start with. I'm using an inch Pro Art varnish brush. I've got several of these. I've also lost a couple on my table here. They're probably down here somewhere. Anyway, I've got a big brush as well, 1.5 inches. We'll use that. Okay, I'm still waiting for some gel. So I think it's called Kirby Vet Gel, and I bought a large tube of it, or a large litre, a 2 litre pot of it, but it hasn't come yet. As far as I know, we'll have to check up on that. Right, so for the meantime we'll use a bit of PVA glue, dilute, just to help the paint flow a bit. Oh, I could mix a bit of gel in that. Bit of VO5, the expensive gel, not the best way to buy this stuff. So let's bung some of that in there. Okay, so we'll put in a bit of a sky. A bit of that gel, I'm mixing it with a PVA glue, bit of blue, bit of white, bit of Payne's grey in there. So let's, that's covering, isn't it? Look at that. That's flowing quite nicely. Just a base, I'm not going to paint the finished sky. As you know, I tend to paint and then change. Just put paint on. So we'll call this a simple watercolour, acrylic, simple acrylic painting. Most of my colours are a mixture of cheap supermarket owned brand and artistic quality, student quality. See, but acrylic's great if you can move it around a bit, and that's why you do need a bit of gel. You can buy ready-made gels, like artist quality gels. Nice day in London at last. So it's cloudy, it's a bit sort of cloud and blue, quite nice. So now let's put some river in. So this is our river going in there. Right, I'll use another brush now. I'll just brush in some meadow stuff. Go a bit mad with this. You look at that, that's flying lovely. That's mixing the gel, the cheaper, no, the expensive hair gel, Vosine VO5. A bit of red just to darken that, a bit of Viridian. And I'm going to put a bit of Payne's Grey with that. Get some well, just all very rough. Now we go back to the light greens, and we'll just carry that on over there. I don't want to go halfway with that horizon. I'll pinch your gel. So there's a bit of red, bit of Viridian, for some nice sort of shadow grass. Ooh, what have I done there? Oops. Got a bit wrong there. Doesn't matter, with acrylic you can just clean the brush and just, it'll dry very quickly, especially in this weather. Right, let's get some bright water back in there. Change the brush. So it's quite a small palette. There's nice blue down that base there. Right, I'm making this up as I'm going along, but it's based on previous paintings. Let's put in some trees now. While this is all drying, it's expanded a bit. It's probably taken a bit of water. But by using the primer on it, it makes it more or less waterproof. I prime both sides. Get a nice good... See, that's going quite reasonably flat now. These, if you get one that's really good, you can mount it like a watercolour with a mount and glass, or you can trim it to a standard size, like 14 by 10 frame, say an oil painting frame, or just simple frame, and stick it to some MDF. Get it nice and flat, and you've got an oil or acrylic painting. So it will be durable. I know this is a student quality paper, but it's sealed both sides with plastic now. So as far as I'm aware, that will stay like that for forever. Right, okay, let's get some yellow, some black, bit of red. I do like using black in my greens. You can add red, a bit of shadow. Red, black. Well, it's not black, it's Payne's Grey. I might wipe this palette. Just getting the paint on, building up a sort of surface. Oops. we'll do some of the other side here. It's a bit of a sloppy brush, this one. I'll put a bit of blue background in there. Payne's grey with a bit of. I need to clean the brush better, so you just change the brush. Alright, a bit of blue, bit of Payne's, bit of white, bit of gel, a little more grey. Probably a bit of this. Right, let's carry that green across now. I mean, I'm more an impressionist painter than realism. I'll put a bit of light behind that, I think. Okay, let's work on that foreground now. Then when that's dried, and that's sort of dry, we can go back over that and crack on. A little bit of orange in there, why not? Well, let's get some dark in there. Red, blue, Payne's grey, touch of yellow. A nice little colour. And then that counter change on that horizon there, light against dark, so that's why I'm putting in the darks, the dark shadows. Plenty of red in this, not that it shows too much, but okay, let's just a bit over the other side here. Right, water. In the water. So we've got plenty of green in there, so we're going to have to put some of that. So I'll mix a bit of green with the dark. Just putting a bit of shadow from that bank. Look, I can go a bit of that shadow in here, coming down the bank. Right, let's put some in the other side. You won't see much of this bank though, so that will be in the shadow. So I'm just using Viridian, and I want to place some lighter grasses along some of this. Right. I've got a rough brush now. There's a rough brush. So with cadmium yellow, white, touch of Viridian, touch more white. Got a lovely sort of fluorescent green. A bit of orangey colour there, along there. Few reeds. Oh, an impression of them. Let's keep working away at this. And when I've done this, we're going to go and cook some trout on the barbie. It's alright when you're retired, isn't it? Although I probably put more work into this than I ever did in my carpet fitting business. But that was much more lucrative than this. Sure about that. But as I say, I'm going for impressionism rather than realism. Put a nice yellow, greeny. Darker green. It wasn't darker than green, just put a bit of red with it. It reminds me of the River Wandle that I rode with my mate earlier in the week on Tuesday, and all the old flowers on the trees is just quite lovely. Right, put a bit of that red and Viridian. It's a great grey, great cool or warm grey depending on a good shortcut. So I just want to separate the backgrounds here. just adding some leaves on the tops of these late spring trees. Okay, let's get some. Oops, didn't mean to do that. That's the wrong place. That's what I wanted it. My impression of an elderflower tree, elderberry tree or elder in full bloom. Right, let's go back on the other side now. Get my brush. You've got to make sure your brushes are really clean. Don't let paint accumulate near the metal ferrule, and give your brush a bit of a shake to get the water out of this. Well, just to explain, that's the ferrule, the metal bit, and there's usually a gap between where the bristles are stuck into a lump of glue and the end of the wood. You've got a gap, and that fills with water, so nothing worse than painting and a lot of water pours out of your brush. Okay, so let's get in some nice greens. Yeah, not mixed. I'll put some shadow back in there. We'll go back on the sky, I think, because we've done enough of Right, let's get a bit of light in there. Right, there's some light, no, sorry, dark back in the base under these trees here. I'm going to flatten the work. And all the time the painting's, or the paper's getting thicker and thicker. Bit lumpy there. Right, so that's red and viridian. You can, a better colour would be alizarin crimson, but I don't want too many colours on my palette. More colours, more confusion. I'll just get that dark around the edge of that to make that stand out a bit. More red. I'll add a bit of blue to that red. It's drying out now, the paint on the palette. So I have to work fast. It's always light against dark and complementary colours like red against green, that sort of thing. Mauve against yellow. Right, I want some light now on the, picking up the, I could use a bit of ochre but I haven't got any out, so I'm not going to bother. Might put a bit of detail in there. Right, I need to put some sky in now because I want the sky reflected in the water. Oh, this is coming on. Bigger brush, eh? That's just one. Right, just go back and thicken up the sky now. I want a bit lighter than I've got it at the moment, but this is just filling some gaps. Simple sky. That's quite thin, there's no impasto on this. Some of that red is showing through. Right. Liberate. I've only lost the brush. Oh, there it is. Right, I want to put in some nice and light colours now. Running out of space on here. It's only a small board. Oh! What do we say? Right, I'm just going to wipe this board, get some of that mix off, and so I can carry on. I'm just running out of. So what happens, making up as you go along, is, right, that'll do. Got to get rid of that now. probably a bit too yellow, but I'll just bring down into the trees. Touch of more red in there. I'm going to put some mauve in there in a moment. Drag that over the edges of the trees so it's lost and found. And put some air back in those trees. Okay, now I can put that mauvey colour back, so we mix a bit of red with the blue here. Just a touch of colour. Just spread that a little bit. A bit mystified. I've lost the shape of those trees, the tops of those trees now. A warmer colour in there. Now I need that blue back in the background because that is more or less where my focal point is going to be. Right, and just a touch of light. There's a lump there. I'm bogged down on that little area there, would you believe? I want sort of light yellow, just catching a bit of light around there. Right, okay. Back in the sky for a little bit more. I flick all the water on them. I'm on a rug on top of carpet tiles. I'm quite liking that. Right, now then. I want a bit of light in there now. I'm going to start going into that blue now. I'm guessing this on the basis that if it looks okay, then it is okay. Right, get that nice brilliant yellow. Okay. Now, a bit more dark along that bank, I think. Right, I want some highlights now. That's not a very nice shape. I've gone too far over the water, so we'll soon maybe I'll start using alizarin. I've got some. drag some of that down there. It's a bit lumpy, the paper now, isn't it? So I see some shadows I want coming down into there from that bank, so let's just drag it down. Just trying to approximate what's above. Now let's use a rigger. To put in just a little bits of detail. It didn't work, did it? So, water might be a better bet. Quite hard to get a thin line with the rigger and thicker paints. I need some more contrast in there now. So let's get my contrast brush. That's it. More varied. Right, I'm nearing the end. How much more I can do with this? A sort of warm shadow just to make the lights lighter. I think I could needs a bit more light on that water, but I'm having a bit of a problem with the bumps. It's hitting and missing a bit, but this is the last bit of hope. Then I'm going. Oh, it's only 12:20. Right, so that sky colour, that lovely sky colour, touch of red, touch of yellow, lump of white, because that's what I want to show coming down there with the lights open. See what I mean? It's a high spot there. So a bit of light just coming through. I've got a bit of a shape there that I don't particularly like. Right, let's have a little bit more light on the grasses. Well, I'll put that amount. I think I've done enough on that. It's not big enough. I'll put this old one, I still haven't cut the new ones. probably just a little bit of a better shape on there. Yeah, here we go. So yellow, bit of green. That is still not right, is it? Take that off a second. It's got a sort of darker sort of yellow in here. Just had a bit more variety. Oh, it's yellow, they're not white. Quite a lot of paint on it now. Right, I can't really lighten that much more there. I probably need just to put the tree shadows of the bank just coming down there. So I use my Viridian. What you don't want to do is to just think you're going to make it light by just adding white. Just pure white, it just doesn't work like that. No, I can't seem to resolve that there. That's just that lump of some there in the paper. Look. Oh. Right, put a mouse on it. I'll sign it. Bit of a Monet. So a red signature. Right, well there we go, that's it. So let's lift him up a bit. If I lower that a bit, that'll probably collapse on me. Oh well, there we are, not too bad. Thanks for looking in, guys. Have a go at these things yourself, but my advice, if you're quite new to acrylics or painting, is not to try to get anything looking like a portrait in quality. It's an impression, and it's lights against dark, and it's greens against reds, or not that you would know, but there's a lot of red in this. There's nothing wrong in using reference material. I use it all the time, but I mostly use my own paintings as reference these days. But remember, a self-taught artist has a bad teacher, and that I found to be true, because I should be doing this 30 years ago, but it's taken me a long time. Right, well I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon, guys. Bye bye.